So the question on everyone's mind, the one the whole country wants to know, is what's the best treatment, the best way to overcome this issue of premature ejaculation?
Premature ejaculation is easy to treat despite all this talk about medicine, gels, sprays, things that don't work, and antidepressants. The main thing is to train the body. So we start, the most effective treatment, the one that science has already studied, is reversal. So we have intimate physical therapy exercises, anxiety control, and reconditioning of the sexual response. And I also include a mental component because it's something that really affects men. It destroys their self-confidence and self-esteem. For example, with physical therapy, we start by exercising the pelvic muscles because they directly interfere with ejaculation, with the control of ejaculation. So strengthening the pelvic muscles well, and I can even give you a tip here, which is the Kegel exercise, which is part of our training, is basically when a man is urinating, the muscle that we sometimes use to stop the flow of urine midstream is the PC muscle down there. It's almost like a contraction of the anus, right? So it's the muscle that's down there between the scrotum and the anus, and that's exactly the muscle you contract. So with urination, it's just to identify it. You can do these exercises of contracting and relaxing the muscle. This will help a lot. Anxiety control is fundamental, absolutely fundamental, very important, because again, anxiety releases adrenaline and cortisol into the bloodstream. That's fuel for premature ejaculation. So another golden tip, I'm already giving several tips for you who are following the podcast. Breathing. We breathe poorly. Breathe in, you'll see how your breathing is. We breathe poorly. And in sex, it's no different, right? So when a guy goes with his body well oxygenated for the sexual encounter, there's no adrenaline and cortisol in the bloodstream. That guy will naturally last longer, right? These are two golden tips that we're giving. And it's training, you know? The body learns through repetition. That's why men go to the gym. That's why when you get injured, you go to physical therapy. That's why athletes train their sport daily. That's why to learn to drive, you need to practice. To learn to ride a bike, you need to practice. To learn a new profession, you need to train. Everything that involves the body, you need to train. Why would it be different with the sexual part? Why would it be different? Oh, a pill will solve it. No, it's training too. So, of course, it would be much more convenient for me to say, oh, take this little pill here and it will solve your problems. I'm done. I took it. It doesn't work. It's a magic trick. It's a pill. And the amount of nonsense, I even recommend this. For those of you who are watching, if they don't show their face, promise a magic trick, a miracle, something easy and miraculous, be suspicious. There's a huge chance it's a scam. Because that's really common, right? So it's training, it's exercise, it's a step-by-step process that you can follow.
And for those who, for example, are interested or need to do this more in-depth, more complete training, you have a course that I'm very curious to understand how it works. Because it seems there are scientifically proven reversal exercises for premature ejaculation. And you teach a method for someone to include this in a healthy routine. Is that right?
Exactly. Men are often ashamed to seek help, to go to a health clinic. Often in-person treatment at a clinic is very expensive, 2,000 or 3,000 Rs for a serious clinic. So what did I do? I took all the exercises, the entire scientific framework of reversal exercises, and recorded them as a course, like a series of consultations. In it, the person watches and trains with full support. So the method is actually called the APM method, the high performance masculine method, where he trains. So he watches the lesson and trains, watches and trains. The body needs at least 21 days to create a new habit. Yes, science says it's between 21 and 60 days to create a new habit. Because there's something interesting, Jane, which is the point of ejaculatory inevitability. What is that? It's the point of no return. It's a limit where, after passing that point, no man in the world can control his ejaculation. So what's the big secret to ejaculatory control? It's for the guy to realize when he's reaching that limit, and the moment he's reaching that limit, he pulls the handbrake. Calm down, breathe, relax, control it. Use the muscles there to lower that level of arousal. So in the training, we basically teach 2 pedals, one to accelerate when you want to increase the level of arousal, and one to brake when that level of arousal is already too high. So it's just like a car's pedals, where you're accelerating and braking. So after a lot of training, it eventually becomes automatic. Like driving, riding a bike, like anything, there comes a point where it becomes automatic. But you need to look inward and train that perception, to train yourself to notice, oh, my arousal is rising now I can lower it. And then he syncs up with his partner. He looks at his partner and thinks, she's very aroused. She's about to have an orgasm. So now I'm cleared to go with her. And that's the best of both worlds, right? That's when the bells ring, the angels say amen. And it's truly a special moment, when they both get there together. So it's training. There's nothing otherworldly about it. It's easy. It's enjoyable to do. It might seem complicated, but it's enjoyable to do. We teach arousal and orgasm control. It's not going to be a boring training, but it needs to be done so you can get to know your body, look inward, master the techniques, and master all the musculature. You'll even learn how to have more powerful erections, because what happens is untreated premature ejaculation often evolves into a problem of erectile dysfunction. Before sex even starts, the guy is already aware of his premature ejaculation, and so he goes into it anxious, he goes into it nervous. Next thing he knows, he's having trouble getting an erection. For an erection to happen, he needs to be relaxed. He needs to activate the parasympathetic system to get that relaxation. And if he's nervous, he's in a fight or flight state, and it's over. The blood goes to the parts of the body for escape. So legs, the vital parts here for you to react and defend yourself and run away and do what needs to be done to defend yourself, and not to the penis. So that's why it's very common for a guy who doesn't treat premature ejaculation to become impotent. That's quite common. So nobody teaches men how to have better relationships. We learn through practice and often learn from adult videos. And adult videos often teach violence. They teach
Speed.
a super performance. Then the guy watches an adult video and thinks, ah man, but my dick isn't as big as that guy's dick. Or he idealizes the woman, the way she's treated, the way it's supposed to be. Is what the guy sees in an adult film really what's going to happen in real life? Do women really want to be treated that way? Right? A woman of value will hardly want to be treated that way. Does it work for all men, regardless of age? Because that's it. The body learns through repetition. We're going to train the body. It's like a gym for your sexual response. So it's training, and it's cool because when you start doing the exercises in the first few days, if you put the anxiety control techniques into practice, you already notice an improvement. Because it's like a natural tadalafil, literally. We even have a class with a physical therapist and a class on the foods that will stimulate that erection. So it's really a complete training for high performance, everything a guy needs. You have several techniques from Tantra, physical therapy. So it's really for him to arm himself with scientific techniques to give his relationship an upgrade.
Wonderful. And open this portal of self-discovery and self-knowledge of one's own body, of one's own being, right? Diego, I want to understand how people can access this course and also understand how they will access you through the course. Is there this space for exchange with you? How will people interact with this content?
Totally. Just because it's online doesn't mean the person will be left without assistance, right? So he will have access to all the techniques, and whenever he has a doubt, he will call on WhatsApp or ask in the course itself about the doubts he has, okay? Just because it's online doesn't mean there won't be support. There is support for clarifying doubts. The course is on the Hotmart platform, which is an international course platform, so there's a full guarantee. You have a 7-day guarantee. Does it work for everyone? It works for those who do the exercise. It's the same thing for the gym. That's what guys ask. How can I be sure it will work for me? It's the same question you can ask at the gym. Will it work for me? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do the exercises? If you do the exercise, it will work. If you pay the price of mastering your body, mastering your mind, you will get results, right? But our training is much more enjoyable, much simpler. It doesn't involve the muscle wear and tear that a strength workout requires, right? So yes, it works for everyone. There's support, and he watches it in his privacy. That's a super important thing. Total, absolute secrecy. Privacy is something men don't like to expose. So the support is directly with us. He watches it in his free time, you see. In the moment he's there alone, which is his moment, he watches and trains until he masters his body, until his body understands this new pattern. Once the body understands this new pattern, it becomes automatic.
Wow. Real freedom, right?
There's even a gift. We're going to release a gift for you who are following the podcast with Janine, a 10% discount, okay? The link is here in the description, and the coupon is YouTube, okay? I'm releasing a gift here for the channel's followers.
Wonderful.
Just type the word YouTube on the payment page, and that will unlock the 10% discount.
Wonderful. What a lovely gift. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone, right? We already have 10,000 followers on the Sacred Sexuality channel, so that's great. Thank you so much. Welcome to those who are just joining us now. You're arriving with a great gift.